Wind energy has a core mechanical problem. You have chaotic, turbulent wind hitting giant turbine blades, and you need to turn that highly unpredictable physical force into a perfectly stable electrical output. This animated graph shows exactly why that's difficult. The chaotic curve represents the wind speed, but the flat line is the utility grid. The grid demands a strict, unchanging frequency, usually 50 or 60 Hz. If your electricity fluctuates with the wind, the grid cannot accept it. To bridge that gap, we use an induction generator. It's the conversion device sitting between the physical rotation of the blades and the electrical grid. For decades, renewable energy developers have had to choose between two distinct designs to do this job. Option 1 is the squirrel cage induction generator, or SIG. It is built for maximum durability and low initial cost. Option 2 is the doubly fed induction generator, or DFIG. It is engineered to dynamically adapt to wind changes and maximize total energy yield. The decision comes down to a strict trade-off. Do you pay less upfront for a simpler machine, or invest in mechanical complexity to extract more power over time? Choosing between them means committing to a specific set of maintenance costs and grid performance standards for the next 2 decades. The difference in how these machines perform comes down entirely to how their rotors are built. The SIG relies on a rotor of solid, uninsulated metal bars, short-circuited by rings. Because of this fixed construction, it's locked to a near-fixed speed, operating with a tiny margin of slip, usually 1 to 2% above synchronous speed. Since it cannot speed up or slow down very much, the SIG misses out on capturing extra energy when strong wind gusts hit. But because it has no moving electrical contacts to wear out, the rotor is virtually indestructible and requires almost zero maintenance. The DFIG replaces that solid metal cage with complex copper windings, slip rings, and carbon brushes. By using these windings, the DFIG allows electrical power to flow bidirectionally right through the rotor circuit, instead of just the stationary outer parts. This bidirectional power flow artificially alters the magnetic field inside the machine, allowing the generator shaft to spin at speeds up to 30% faster or slower than synchronous speed, while still outputting a perfect flat frequency to the grid. That 30% speed variation means the DFIG captures 8 to 15% more annual energy. But those slip rings and brushes wear down over time, requiring routine maintenance and pushing the initial purchase price up by 15 to 25%. In induction generators, mechanical complexity buys you operational flexibility, but it brings long-term vulnerabilities you have to plan for. The mechanics are only half the story. We also have to look at how these generators connect to modern power electronics. Today, grid operators increasingly require wind farms to use variable speeds so they can smooth out their power delivery. For the fixed-speed SCIG, that requirement is a massive hurdle. To make an SCIG operate at variable speeds and stay compliant, you must add a full-scale power-frequency converter to the main system. This full-scale converter is physically massive because it handles 100% of the generator's maximum rated power output. Routing all that electricity through a giant converter generates high levels of heat and multiplies the hardware costs. For many projects, this extra expense completely wipes out the SIG's initial price advantage. The DFIG solves this using rotor side control. Instead of putting a converter on the main output, the DFIG uses a partial scale converter on the secondary rotor circuit. It controls speed solely through the rotor, handling only 25 to 30% of total generator power. Shrinking the converter to roughly a quarter of the total capacity translates to lower power electronic costs and fewer thermal losses compared to the full-scale SIG setup. The reason DFIGs dominate the utility wind industry is simply because partial-scale conversion is the most economically viable way to achieve a wide speed range. There is one more major factor: reactive power. This is the magnetizing energy an induction generator must have to create its internal magnetic field before producing a single watt of real power. A standard SCIG cannot generate this magnetic field on its own. It has to constantly drain reactive power directly from the utility grid. To offset that parasitic drain, project developers are forced to purchase and install massive, expensive external capacitor banks right next to the SCIG. That reliance creates a severe vulnerability. If the grid suffers a sudden fault, The SCIG loses its magnetization source and risks stalling entirely. The DFIG bypasses this vulnerability completely by using that same partial scale converter we just looked at. The DFIG has the ability to generate or absorb its own reactive power independently. It actively controls its own power factor without needing to drain anything from the grid. For a developer, this independent grid-forming capability eliminates the need to buy auxiliary capacitor banks, saving roughly $50 to $80 per kilowatt installed. Modern grid operators heavily favor DFIGs because they act as active, stabilizing forces for the entire transmission network. This decision tree maps the technology to your exact environmental and financial profile. We look at your budget, wind variability, and grid codes. The SCIG is ideal for projects prioritizing rugged independence and a fast financial payback over extracting every drop of energy. We see this specifically in stable, consistent environments. Micro-hydroelectric plants, industrial cogeneration facilities, or small-scale wind turbines in highly predictable wind corridors benefit immensely from the SCIG. It operates as a true set-it-and-forget-it machine. The DFIG is built for the opposite scenario. It is the choice when your mandate is maximizing your 20-year life cycle value, extracting total possible yield, and meeting strict regulatory compliance. In some environments, the DFIG is absolutely mandatory. Utility-scale wind farms operating above 1.5 megawatts in highly fluctuating wind areas must use DFIGs. It is the only way to extract maximum yield while satisfying strict transmission grid codes. Ultimately, project success depends on aligning a generator's mechanical strengths with the specific wind conditions of the site.